buys a house with a tragic past. The tenants still roam the halls.
Something in that house was trying to get my attention.
While a hidden terror waits to unleash their darkest fears. Oh my God.
There was something evil in my home.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary times. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear. Arrows, nightmares become reality.
Come here, Paul. Come on, baby. You want your ball? You want to get your ball, baby?
In the summer of 2012, Jamie and Darren Shriver find a house to move into, just in the nick of time.
Oh, that's my good girl.
They were in the process of buying a condo when the sale fell through.
We wanted to start, trying to have a family, which you need room to grow.
Ready, go. Oh, good job.
At the last minute, the association denied us because of our dogs. They said that they will not allow pit bulls.
Come here, Lucy. Come on, baby.
We did pit bull rescue through the years, so we never considered getting rid of any of our pit bulls. We had to take the first thing we could get at that point.
Yeah.
A few days after settling in, Darren is organizing boxes.
When we first moved in the house, I remember feeling like something was watching us. It was odd, but it wasn't odd enough to where I was thinking it was anything out of the ordinary. It was just a weird feeling. The history on the house, according to the newspapers and the neighbors, was that the family of 4 had passed away of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Honey, have you seen that box with the dishes or... Oh.
I think it belonged to one of the children.
Yeah. It's so sad what happened.
We'd known about that house for a while because of what had happened there.
Hey, are you okay moving into this house?
They assured us it's safe. It can't happen again.
Once I found out that all the gas appliances had been ripped out, everything was full electrical, and, that situation couldn't happen again, it put me at ease, and I was willing to give it a shot.
Hey, come on.
The couple works opposite shifts, and finding time at home together is tough. Darren's gone most nights working security. Jamie's gone during the day.
I was working retail from 9:30 to 8 o'clock at night.
I saw what appeared to be a child's silhouette pass past the TV, and it blacked the TV out behind it. It was very brief, but it was very distinct.
Did you see that? What? I just saw a child. The shadow of a child. I don't know.
Okay. You've been working too much.
No. I saw it. It walked right in front of the television.
I didn't see it. I just chalked it up to, okay, it was just the shadow of the room, or, something, played tricks on your eyes. But he was very adamant that he saw a little child shadow.
I saw it.
I know what I saw. I've worked in a psychiatric environment. I'm not hallucinating. I don't believe in ghosts, but I know what I saw. It was during the daylight hours. I had worked the night before and was sleeping. I kept hearing a voice, a low voice. I looked up and I saw briefly what appeared to be a female with yellowish hair. That was enough there to really put me on guard. My heart's racing.
Soon after moving into a new home with a tragic past, Darren Shriver wakes to a vision he can't explain.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Babe? You okay?
You're not gonna believe me. I think I saw her. The woman who died in the house.
Did you have a nightmare?
No? I was awake. I know what I saw.
Between him just being exhausted from work and his sleep apnea, I thought maybe he was dreaming.
Good morning.
It's Saturday. It's time to get up already.
Much as I love sleeping in, we have a lot to do, and I have to go to the store.
It's time to feed the dogs anyway.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Jamie and I both heard a child's voice say, "I want one," plain as day.
Do you think some kid got in the yard and...
I'm like, okay, maybe the neighbor kids, saw the dog outside and was like, oh, I want one. There were no kids outside.
At that point, it became no doubt in my mind, there's something here in this home.
That came from inside this house. It's gotta be one of the children who died here.
I never believed in ghosts. I never believed in paranormal. That wasn't what I believed. I always believed that there's a heaven and you go there, but I didn't believe that there was this lingering. I didn't think you could get trapped. I was just to that point where I was about to fall asleep, deep sleep for the night. I heard this really dark, raspy growl in my ear, and I thought it was my dog.
Hey, well, it's okay. Go back to sleep.
I swatted my arm and told him to shush. Well, when I swatted, I didn't feel anything. So I rolled over and Bull's not there.
Bull?
okay, that was really weird. It doesn't make sense. I know what I heard, but nothing's there to make that sound. Not having a whole lot of paranormal experience, it kind of took me a little bit to, you know, see maybe something is going on.
Not feeling threatened, Jamie believes she can live with the ghost in their home.
I wasn't scared of it because we hadn't had anything, you know, that had tried to hurt us. I was fine with it as long, you know, as it was friendly.
One morning, after working the night shift, Darren is home sleeping. Shriver has sensed harmless spirits in his house until now.
I was laying in bed one morning. I worked night shift. All of a sudden, I felt my leg jerk. Something grabbed my leg and pulled me halfway down the bed. To pull me, it took some force. I felt like this thing's getting physical. And I remember feeling like a heat sensation on my leg. And I looked down and it was like a reddish print, like a handprint.
Darren is alarmed. If the ghosts of the family who died tragically are haunting his home, why are they turning on him? Or is something darker at work?
I knew then we were dealing with something that was not on the good side of nature.
Not wanting to alarm his wife, Jamie, Darren decides to keep the incident to himself. A few weeks after the attack, Darren is plagued by recurring nightmares.
That something was after him. You know, like those dreams where you actually feel like you're awake the whole time. You know, so it was like he wasn't sleeping. He would just wake up exhausted. And you get to that point of exhaustion and it affects everything else.
You okay?
I just had a bad dream.
Same one?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Well, you don't have to snap my head off.
Sorry, I'm just really tired. Can we try and get some sleep?
say things to upset me, and I would just, fire back. And I mean, I don't know how many times we just exploded in screaming, and we're not those people.
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to worry Jamie. But something was in that house at that time that was trying to communicate with me or scare the living hell out of me.
As the nightmares continue, Darren begins to grow ill. His fatigue is compounded by constant nausea.
How you feeling?
And I thought about, well, maybe his stomach flu going around, the bug. But the nausea was unexplainable.
Hey, how does that feel? Better?
Darren begins to wonder if he's experiencing the same symptoms as those who died in the house.
It's just a weird feeling. The symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning are very similar to flu-like symptoms.
You gonna be okay?
I'll be all right.
Okay, just go to sleep. Get some rest. I love you.
At that point, I was terrified because I don't want to lose my husband. He's my best friend. He's everything. And something is physically wrong with him that I can't fix. I can't help.
A few days later, while still exhausted, Darren is back on the night shift. Jamie is out grocery shopping, and the dogs are home in their crates.
With the rescue, how we had it set up at the time, with it being cold, we didn't want them being outside. All the dogs were put in cages, and just because they do have Houdini complexes, they were also padlocked with chains so that they couldn't break the door and get out.
I'm coming.
I open the door, and I hear my alarm going off. I had a handful of groceries. And I feel something brush by me, and it, almost tripped me.
All right, all right. What? No.
Jamie Shriver has just witnessed the most horrifying moment of her life. Her dog Lucy being struck and killed by a passing car.
I ran outside, and there she was. I couldn't scream. I couldn't, inside was just, you can't physically make any sounds.
Jamie.
Oh my God.
10:30 in the evening, Jamie had called me and says, "You need to come home." She was out of breath, and she goes, "Lucy's gone." Lucy was very special to us, very dear. We loved her like our own child.
What happened?
I don't know. She was locked in her crate in the locked back bedroom. I don't understand. I didn't know she was out.
Jamie, come in here. You're not going to believe this.
Oh my God. It looks like she chewed her way out.
Her cage door had been unlocked. Her cage had physically been moved into the hallway. The back of it was all bloody from her trying to chew her way out. That was the second I knew that there was something evil in my home. That's the day that I was ready to battle.
That is it. Whatever is in this house, whatever you are, whoever you think you are out of here. Leave us alone.
At that point, he had his gloves off. This was the last straw.
Darren knows he must do something to help his family. He invites his old acquaintance, paranormal expert Stephen LaChance, to investigate.
Hey, how you doing? You're doing okay?
Yeah, it's just... mess.
The moment I saw Darren, I was shocked. His eyes were sunken. You could tell he hadn't been sleeping. He's a very happy-go-lucky kind of person. All of that was gone.
Stephen brings along Teresa Reevy, a sensitive. But before they start, Jamie has an announcement.
We really hope you can help us. Especially with a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy for you both.
We're going to do what we can. Now, I understand that 2 adults, 2 children died in this house under tragic circumstances.
It was really sad. I think I saw the woman. We both believe that we heard one of the children.
Well, from what you told me earlier, I believe that we're dealing with something far more dangerous than human spirits. It's likely demonic.
You hear someone say that it was big enough to open a door. It was big enough to move a dog and a dog. It caused that dog to chew through a cage. Instantly you go, this is not your normal home.
So what can we do?
Well, Teresa's going to take a walk around the house. I'm going to use what's called a ghost box to detect any spirit voices. And if we detect anything demonic, we will do a cleansing.
She was very quiet, very timid, almost like she was afraid. Corner of my eye, I saw a short figure kind of rush past. It looked almost like a child. The more I walked through the house, it was so intense. It was like I couldn't breathe. The air felt thick. It was a very bad energy that I was feeling. A demonic energy will feed off of tragedy. So sorrow, sudden deaths, a child dying, tragedy attracts negative things.
Teresa finds herself drawn to the dog room.
Hey there. How you doing?
That room was so full of negative energy, it almost made me sick to my stomach. It was like hitting a wall, is what it was like. There was enough energy in that room to probably pick up one of those crates and move it or throw it.
What's wrong, boy?
A sensitive finds herself in harm's way while investigating a haunted home.
I looked out of the corner of my eye, and there it was. It was like a black, almost like cloud-like thing. Very dark, inhuman spirit, more demonic.
Teresa immediately lights sage to protect herself and to chase the dark entity away.
I was saying this prayer, and I watched this mass leave this room. We were on a chase to get it out of the house.
I'm just seeing that there is a demon in this house. There's no time to waste. Will you leave these people alone?
Suddenly, a voice speaks through the ghost box.
They were telling it to leave, and it kept saying repeatedly, no.
It's done.
I really could not sense the woman at that point.
Teresa doesn't sense the spirits of the children in the house either.
It does not mean they were not there. Negative things will not stay with what I do. Good things in the house won't leave unless they really want to leave.
How do you feel?
Feels good.
You just felt that darkness gone, and the atmosphere was so different. I didn't feel afraid, and I knew everything was going to be okay.
Thanks, Ethan. This ghost box thing really works.
Yes, it does. Before we leave, I have some advice. It's time to focus on the positive things in your life. You're having a baby.
When we leave the house, I always have a talk. Find the things in your life that are good to move on and go back into a normal life where you're not living in the midst of the paranormal all the time.
Don't play with one of these. You got it.
After the cleansing, the Shrivers follow Stephen's advice to think positive thoughts, and the house remains free of paranormal activity. In the spring of 2014, Andrew Shriver is born.
Life with Andrew, it's never dull. He's just the brightest thing in our life.
But one evening, Darren has a lapse in judgment. He ignores Stephen's warning and downloads a ghost box.
My cousin had passed away, and I was a little upset. I downloaded this app from my phone, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, whatever.
If there's anybody here, talk to me.
Only one person in the world called me Baldy, and it was him. I started seeing things out the corner of my eye, like a quick movement.
Is there someone here with me?
Aaron? What are you doing? Is that a ghost box? Stephen warned you not to mess around with stuff like that. We have a baby. Get rid of it.
Okay. It's gone. It's gone.
And I was like, no, don't, that could possibly open it again. So he deleted it right away, and we thought, okay, we're safe.
A few nights later, Jamie hears baby Andrew crying.
Out of nowhere, at like 3 o'clock in the morning, Andrew just started screaming bloody murder. And it wasn't the cry that I'm hungry. It wasn't the cry that I need to change. It was, I'm scared to death. Come get me.
Mama's coming, Andrew. Andrew? Andrew?
But it was only a nightmare. A terrifying nightmare.
Every night it was a nightmare of something terrible happening to him. Like one night it was he got kidnapped. The next night he drowned in the bathtub.
Once again, Andrew is crying. But this time, Jamie is certain she is not dreaming. Visit DestinationAmerica.com. Ever since their house was cleansed of a demon, Jamie and Darren Shriver have slept soundly. But one night, their baby cries out in distress as if he were not alone.
Jamie, what is it?
The danger has passed, but baby Andrew has clearly seen something.
The activity started again when our son was 6 months old. He would just scream and keep his eyes closed like he was terrified to open them.
It's back. It's that stupid ghost box app you downloaded. Steven warned you not to mess around with that stuff.
Darren admits the ghost box he used to communicate with spirits is to blame.
I knew that I'd opened the doorway, thinking that it's just a toy or just a phone app, and find out in reality this is the real deal. My family needed to be protected immediately, especially my young son.
Too ashamed to contact the first investigators who cleansed the house, Darren calls upon Pastor Fred Wells. He and his wife Shona, a sensitive, agree to perform a blessing of the family and the house.
Lord, we ask for your protection and your blessing over your servant Jamie during and after this blessing. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Before we got started, I actually pray over them, making a sign of the cross and anointing them with oil, so none of these things can attack them during this house blessing.
We cast any unclean thing in here out and remove you from this property.
There are no good spirits. They're not supposed to be here. I don't communicate with them. I don't care to know who they are, why they're there, what their name is. They're all evil, even if they appear to be friendly. My only job is to get rid of them.
We cast any unclean thing in here out and remove you from this property. You must leave in the name of Jesus Christ.
We then went to the rest of the house. We anointed all the doors and the closets and the windows.
Now let's hold hands in a circle and pray. Lord, we ask for your blessing and your presence to dwell within this house. For your servants, Aaron, Jamie, and Andrew.
The baby, he started crying, and I got a chill up my back that something was in his room.
You just stay here and keep praying. We'll go check on the baby.
was a presence over him. There was no form, just a mist, and it was hovering over the baby.
We rebuke you and cast you out in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's done.
It just felt so great to have all that darkness gone. I didn't have to fear that my husband was going to wake up sick. I didn't have to fear that my son was going to be scared, terrified in the middle of the night. I didn't have to, worry about, our dogs being hurt and tortured anymore. And it's been peaceful.
Since the cleansing, the Shriver's home has been free of demonic activity. And with the terror behind them, Jamie and Darren have been free to build the life together they had always wanted.
Me and Jamie right now are so close. We do everything together. The three of us have become that family now, and we cherish every moment we have.
Life today is wonderful. Now we're just back to being what we wanted. It's just amazing to know that it's all behind us.
Lucy's in our heart every day. She's buried right outside our home. Whatever scared her, we weren't there to protect her. And we can only keep her alive in our heart now.
I think about Lucy all the time. To this day, I still don't know why was it that house? Why was it us? Why was it her? I am furious, and I will be to my dying day to lose her the way we did. That's what made me know 100% that there is other things in this world that you cannot see that can hurt you.